halfway there, 1 minute. Okay, we are,
Alrighty.
thank you.
Looks like we're live. Well, welcome one and all to the April meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Waltham Public Library. I'd like to call the meeting to order at this time. Looking at the agenda as published, attendance, looks like all the duly appointed trustees are present and have, so we'll move on to the minutes. People had a chance to review the minutes as presented. I spotted one item as we're in the part about supporting the budget increase for the assistant director. It said city side, and I suspect we meant to say citywide pay scale for other assistant directors.
I will make that correction.
Alrighty. Chair would entertain a motion to accept the minutes as corrected. All right. So Martha with a motion to accept, and who had the second? Maureen,
Second.
you have second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of accepting the minutes as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? There being no opposition, the minutes are accepted. And moving on to the expenditure report. Looked like we were in pretty good shape there. I guess as I read it, we're about 75% of the way through.
Yep.
And we're at roughly, and we're at like less than 70% of the expenditures. Was there anything that you saw as out of line, Kelly, or areas of?
I think we're right on track. I think it looks pretty good. As I had mentioned earlier, just to Alan, that the $30,000, the transfer from state aid is to the materials account. It's a little bit confusing because it's not broken down fully. So it's that we will eventually end up spending about probably close to 350, 360 this year, 100,000.
Bless you.
Tight.
We
And
had-
the education budget or the education line item is where the materials, and is that also where like overdrive and canopy and the different items come from, or?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, no.
So
I'm still on the Zoom with the library.
we're a little more than halfway where we need to be, and there's still more money. Spending this money won't be a problem. I think it looks great. Yeah, a lot of careful work behind the scenes. Looks really good. Happy about the budget.
Let's see, Chair to accept the motion to file the expenditure report.
So moved.
Second.
Ready? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Said
Opposed?
Martha or Maureen?
Both did, so give it to Martha.
Okay.
Got to be sure to spread that responsibility around.
That's right.
Very weighty.
Alrighty, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Motion clearly carries. And report on library operation.
So the stats look good. They're the best they've looked all year. And as I had given you a heads up over email, it's because we were open for 2 weeks in March last year. So the first year where, because we've been going through this so long, it kind of threw me for a loop when I first opened them up. I thought, what have you, we were like way back to normal. And then I realized what had happened. But the numbers, it's hard to compare, right? We're comparing to last year when we were closed for half the year. So that, that'll happen for the next few months. We'll be looking at, it's too hard to really compare, certainly not apples to apples. And we won't, we'll have that for March, for April, for May, for June, and then in July, we'll start to see a more accurate comparison and then hopefully increased circulation on our end. But the numbers just strictly for 2021, they don't look too terrible. We dropped down, we were 17 in Minuteman. We dropped back down to 16, 16th highest circulating library, and that's pretty good. Again, there are libraries that are allowing a little bit more service hours and more browsing opportunities. But overall, our numbers, not too bad. The book bundles, they're a huge help in the children's room, continue to be super popular. Those numbers look really great. So yeah, overall, I mean, not too terrible.
Great. I know when I've been there to pick up materials, there's often one or two parents there with their younger kids, preschoolers, and they seem just thrilled with the idea they're going to be able to get to take some new books home. It's wonderful to see that enthusiasm has persisted despite the COVID.
Yeah, it's been great. And honestly, it's, my hat's off. The children's room has done so much work to keep everybody engaged. They have those really great they can make craft kits and Lego kits, and they've been really trying to engage as much as they can. So they've done a great job.
Yeah.
Nothing but compliments for them. Other stats I actually wanted to share. I don't have a full report of I usually try to give a little breakdown of this stats. I don't have an actual breakdown of that. With the data from March yet. The 2 days that we were closed in March because of the power outages, we're averaging in March, we're averaging about 30 visits per hour, which I thought was that's pretty good. That's a lot. That's a pretty good amount for considering the hours that were open. We had 17 children programs, 15 teen programs, and 35 adult programs in March. March is a pretty good.
That's a lot of programs.
A lot of programs, a lot of programming hours. The children's room had 181 pickups of 3 different of those take and make craft bags that I was talking about. They did 11 virtual school visits. They talked to 218 kids, which is wonderful. The ELL, the literacy program, had over 140 participants for programs in March. And if you've had a chance to check out the big hit last month was the cooking videos that we posted on YouTube. They are really, really great. And we have a couple budding cooking stars. And I think I've said this before, but I had every intention of doing a cooking video.
Look out, Julia.
Look at
There goes your.
Yeah, I can't show my cooking. Like after some of these, after Bella's impressive, chicken dish, I was like, what am I going to cook? Like, I can't just get up there and whip out a peanut butter and jelly. So I've gone back about participating in that one, but they're really great people. We've got a lot of really great feedback, and the staff have been good sports about trying to do some fun stuff for the YouTube channel. So they've been doing a great job.
PB&J may fly if it's homemade bread and you share that recipe.
Yeah, and you grew the berries and you preserved the jam and
I was thinking
ground up the peanuts for the butter. You didn't grow them though. You can't fool us there.
I know that's a tough one. I do make a good soup, but it involves frozen vegetables. So I thought that's not that cool either. Like, I'm not going to throw that out. Like, no, I got to rethink about it, or I got to see what to do. It's
just say you're frozen from last summer after you bought them or grew them, or
at the farmer's market, right?
No.
That's right.
Bought them fresh at the farmer's market and preserved.
Right. That's right.
Maybe I'll demonstrate calling for takeout.
I would
How much can
enjoy
you
watching
carry?
that one.
We're making reservations for dinner tonight, dear.
Hey, I've got skills. They're just not all, cooking related. But anyways, yeah, the videos are doing super well on YouTube, and the channel's getting lots of attention.
Cool.
That's super fun. Let's see. Again, since we had our March meeting just a little bit later, I feel like I don't have a ton of outstanding things. I did have a Minuteman board meeting yesterday. pretty timely. We were just talking a little bit more about as libraries start to eventually allow browsing and opening back up, talking about renormalization of services and what that looks like. So that was it was a long and in-depth, but a good conversation. No real changes to get into right now. The Good Now Library in Sudbury, they're just now allowing some browsing. So their director had some great feedback on it only started this week, but she had some really great ideas, really great signage that we're going to try to borrow just in preparation. We still don't have a date yet, but we are, preparing behind the scenes to get everything done as quickly as possible. We have our new, I've been talking about this the last couple of meetings, but our new sensor people counter, so we can know when we're at capacity, and we've been testing that out with department heads, and I can check it when I'm working at home, which is really great. It's like an incredible accuracy to know who's standing right, who's in the building and whatnot. So I feel like we're in good shape with that. No new changes to Minuteman. No new changes to the Friends. We obviously haven't met since our last meeting in January. Our next meeting is next Wednesday night, 14th. No new changes to COVID-19 updates. It's still status quo. We're still doing the 50% of staffing at home, 50% staffing at the building. So yeah, just status quo on that. Staff is staying healthy, taking all the precautions. Actually, one change that we just initiated was we're only quarantining materials 24 hours. Sorry, am I losing internet?
We
You're
can still hear you.
frozen.
We can hear you, but you're frozen. Oh, maybe not.
Sorry, did I lose internet for a second?
Yeah,
you-
it's okay.
Okay. Close this out so I can see it.
Talking about the quarantine.
Quarantine. So we've changed our quarantine. We're now quarantining returns for 24 hours. So that should actually help get materials back out to patrons a little bit faster. We were a little slow. All the Minuteman libraries were, but we've sort of made a decision based on the state recommendation of 24 hours, just to stick with a 24-hour quarantine. And so far, so good. That's helping us just move things in and out of the building a little bit faster while still keeping everybody safe and healthy.
Is that
So
24 hours for the whole Minuteman network, or is it just Waltham?
Most Minuteman is making a formal recommendation, and so is the state, to 24-hour quarantines. But there's no mandatory individual libraries can do whatever they want, in theory. As far as I'm aware, all libraries are doing at least 24 hours. Nobody is not quarantined.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it's not like a mandatory, every library has the.
Is Waltham applying that to interlibrary loan materials as well?
Yes. We're not doing a lot of like Comcat, the real out-of-state interlibrary loan right now, just because that is on hiatus. But anything that comes into the building gets quarantined for 24 hours. So far, so good. I think that'll help get patrons get some stuff a little bit faster. So that'll be nice. Yeah. And I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's the real where we have been so far. I did have one item for new business just to share, and the library received a really wonderful letter. I will share it with the trustees offline. I'll email it to you. But it's a really wonderful letter recognizing Emily and Shauna and the children's room staff for their work during the past year. And it's such a nice, touching letter from this family. And they made a couple comments that they had noticed the children's room providing more diverse and accessible program services than other libraries, which I thought was I was very appreciative that they noticed. And their kind words about the book bundles and craft bags and the increased offerings of tablets and hotspots and online resources, and just a really lovely letter. And it came with a $1,000 donation to the Friends group, which is really, I thought was above and beyond and a really nice gesture. So that was awesome to see. We've certainly put a copy of the letter in Emily and Shauna's personnel files, because that's certainly above and beyond And we also received a really wonderful video thank you from a kindergarten class at the Waltham Public Schools that I'll share with you. That they made a video saying thank you with some pictures of Miss Emily and Miss Shauna drawn by the kindergartners, and it is so very, very sweet. And it was really one of the cutest things I've seen in a very long time. And I see a lot of kids' artwork trickling through my house, but I was really impressed. They were, Emily and Shauna have been doing all those school visits, and it was really nice
Nice.
that their classroom took the time to reach out and do that. They had the schools, visit over Zoom, and we have a stuffed giraffe named Carl who made quite an appearance as well. So there's a couple of pictures of Carl in there as well. The kids are super cute. So 2 very nice notes of well-deserved praise for the children's room. Let's see, no updates on art or anything exciting. I'm just switching back and forth to the agenda.
Alrighty.
That's
Well,
probably-
great. I guess at this point, Chair, this being the date of our annual meeting, Chair would entertain a motion to suspend the agenda for the purpose of convening the annual meeting.
So moved.
Steve with the motion and Martha with the second. All in favor?
Good enough.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
So at this point, I would like to call the annual meeting to order. And with the purpose of hearing the report of the nominating committee, which is Steve Mann as the chair this year of the nominating committee.
All righty, as chair of the nominating committee, like to propose or nominate the following officers for a 1-year term. Alan Humbert, chair, Maureen Taddeo, vice chair, Marie McKenzie, secretary, Stephen Mann, representative on the investment committee, Maureen Taddeo, representative of the Friends of the Library Committee.
All right.
And are there any other nominations from the floor?
Yeah, we have to have Martha as chair of the nominating for next
Okay,
year.
and Martha, I'm sorry, and Martha is chair of the nominating committee for 2021.
We'll add that to the slate from the nominating committee. And as Steve called, any other nominations from the floor? There being none, I would accept a motion to accept the slate as nominated.
Motion to accept slate as nominated by the chair.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
At this point, if there's no objection, I'd like to direct the clerk to cast a single ballot in favor of the slate as proposed.
Sure.
Alrighty. Is there any other business in front of the annual meeting at this point? There being none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the annual meeting and to reconvene the regular meeting of the Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
Alrighty, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Being none, we will at this point reconvene the regular meeting and return to the agenda thereof. And let's see, I believe we had the COVID-19 updates and there was no new business, if I recall.
No, just the updates on the praise for the children's room.
Yep, great. And unfinished business. Let's see. The art, it remains unfinished.
Remains unfinished.
Alrighty. And let's see, so the art ownerships under consideration, trustee bylaw review, we're hoping to hear from the mayor's office if our proposals to add a student trustee and the budget requisition for that. And disaster planning is in the works, along with the long-range plan that's being worked on. Any additional announcements?
No. No news.
No,
news.
already. I guess with that, we're in a position to adjourn our regular meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, meeting